Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Big Blue, and we're back with another video. This one is gonna be from Charles Kirk once again. Homie went out to the DNC 2 weeks ago at the convention that was in Chicago, and this video seems like it's gonna be interesting. It's titled "I Convinced a DNC Attendee to Vote for Trump." Again, this is not a politics video. I'm just trying to see what everybody's talking about. I've seen all the. Let's just get into it. I don't want to talk about it.
I had at the DNC in Chicago of a really sweet young man by the name of Arthur. Arthur had a Kamala Harris for president button, but turns out he's actually a swing voter, and we had a great dialogue, and I maybe got him to reconsider and to vote for Donald Trump. Enjoyed this very polite, mutually respectful discussion with Arthur from the DNC. Arthur, wherever you are, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it accurately presents our conversation, and he's a new Catholic, which gets our Catholic friends very excited, and he says that is changing his politics. So never be afraid to have the tough conversations.
Interesting.
This is a great example of a really deep one that we had at the DNC.
You know, that's very interesting considering how President Biden is Catholic. We'll see.
And it might have changed his mind. We'll see. You be the judge. Leave a comment and subscribe to our YouTube page here. You tell me, do you think Arthur is going to vote for Trump or Kamala Harris? Enjoy.
I don't know.
So do you vote for the person or the worldview?
It's a little bit of both. A little bit of both. I think the person is generally reflective of the worldview. It's important to understand the worldview. And if the person has done actions in the past, like, doing paying her off afterwards, that might not reflect positively on the worldview, then it's concerning to me. I'd say that it's concerning to me that he might be using Christianity as a problem sometimes. And so I oftentimes am ideologically at odds with the Democratic Party, but I worry about the Republican Party.
What are your ideologically at odds with the Democrats?
Sometimes, yeah. Oh, well, on migration to some extent, I'd say that they need to focus more on the debt, but then again, the Republicans don't really focus on that much anymore either.
That's fair. That's fair.
Really, especially on trade protectionism, I think Trump's very pro-trade protectionism, which I do like. And the Democrats have been a little bit,
neoliberal?
A little bit, yeah. But I would say that there is some level of decency. I think that is, they try to project it very much so. They try to show that they're, we're good people, yada, yada, yada. But you don't see stories about Kamala Harris or other major Democratic candidates where it's like, as I said for Trump, where he sort of, paid money to cover it up. And ultimately, the crime that he committed in that wasn't super significant, but the whole situation is kind of sketchy. So I don't know. I'd just say, how do you address that sort of concern?
I mean, everyone's a flawed person. I vote for a worldview, though, not just the person. Because a worldview will outlast the person, right?
And but do the actions of the person have any reflection on the worldview?
I mean, we already know the type of president he was, which he was a terrific president.
Oh, in some ways. I'd say
some people would say
wasn't the best.
I wish he would have been harsher on trade.
I suppose if he was going to do it, he might have gone all the way.
So why are you supporting Kamala? What would you say is her greatest achievement?
Made up my mind, but I would say that there was stability to some extent on the Democrats. Now, Biden may have been a little bit, old, to put it lightly.
But you mean political stability?
But to some degree, yeah, I would say
so. Like switching out a candidate like 2 weeks before is like stability?
Stability in terms of what they are advocating, what they're demonstrating. That was a little bit unstable. That was a little bit surprising to me. And that was, honestly, that is my biggest concern with the Democrats, is the fact that they did kind of lie and say, oh, he's fine.
So you might vote for Trump?
I'm considering it, but his antics.
What does he have to do to earn your vote?
I'd say that he'd have to acknowledge that he's done some kind of sketchy things in the past, and really legitimately say, he's repented for it, something like that.
I don't think he's going to do that.
Very different things in the past. I was an atheist for a long time and very progressive. I've become Catholic recently.
Praise God. Does that change your politics at all?
Yes, to some degree. But of course, I'm still thinking into it, and it does concern me even more so than in the past. Personal actions. So, that's really what I was going to say. But
Well, so you should think about worldview. Secondly, I mean, you can agree the Bible is full of people that have done some pretty flawed things. King David.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Remember King David? He killed a man just to get after Bathsheba,
I'm getting to that story right now.
right? Or Samson, where God came to Samson when he was in the bed with a prostitute, and he's like, after God's own heart.
Yes. That mentioned before, yes.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm thinking about it. But yeah, but you're saying worldview rather than...
Oh yeah, think about it. The person comes and goes, so worldview remains. Your vote is not a Valentine for who you want to spend time with. Your vote is a chess move of the type of world you want to live in.
But of course, there's the worldview that people claim to have. And
But
the worldview that
we don't have to
people
guess.
actually
The
have.
4 years of the worldview of Trump was everyone was getting richer, borders were secure, wages were going up, economy was better.
There could have been maybe better handling of COVID.
I agree. Well, I would have been on the other side. I wish we would have had less restrictions, but
I would also agree.
no presidency is perfect. But taking the guesswork out of it, 4 years with Trump, 4 years with Kamala, or with Biden,
Yes.
which one is the country?
Kind of Kamala.
Yeah, but the country's in a better place with which one?
Well, granted, I would say that, and I think it's fair to say that the president has a lot less control directly over
Totally,
the
I agree.
situation.
But you do have control over the border,
Given.
right?
That is.
You do have control over.
But then again, they proposed this big bill saying, we'll have to give the president authority to shut down the border. And Trump kind of.
But he still has that authority regardless.
I mean, that was pretty strong.
Remain in Mexico, you could get rid of the CBP1 app, you could do all that stuff. But border crossings were an all-time low with Trump, and now we've seen huge border crossings with Biden Harris, however you want to say it.
I would say there were some sketchy things under Trump. Of course, there's the sensational, they're putting kids in cages. But I mean, they could have done a better job of handling that to some extent too.
Now, just so you understand, the kids in cages started under Obama. It doesn't make it right, but it did start under Obama. Right? It doesn't make it right, but it did. And the whole idea of it was that we are going to make sure that families, it's actually legit if you come across the border with a kid, that you might be trafficked.
Yes.
Right?
It is true, however, I do think he did change the law to make it so that they separate the parent and the child under his administration.
So you're a swing voter.
No, we're under Trump's administration.
Huh?
I'm on the side of the Democrats mostly. I am
Okay.
kind of a supporter, but I'm kind of.
What can we do? What can we do better to win over more people like you?
I would say that. God, I'm kind of I don't think there's a lot of people like me because I'm kind of on the conservative side of the swing, and I think more people on the progressive side of the swing. But I'd say that Trump really needs to maybe just make more public atonement for his actions, because I think he often denies wrongdoing, and he needs to be more willing to admit it.
So, but 20 years from now, let's say he doesn't do that. If he had a successful
He
presidency,
might be dead 20 years from now.
you?
He would.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is that won't his policies outlive him?
That's true.
So it doesn't matter as much about him; it matters the world that he
But of
creates.
course, he set a lot of policies that he didn't really work to put into action once he was actually in office.
No, I mean, look, no one's perfect,
He
but
said that he would advocate for age limits in Congress, and he never actually did that. There's no constitutional amendment that no process.
age limits, or you mean term
Oh,
limits?
sorry, term limits.
You're right. No, you're correct. Term limits. Yeah, that's very hard to pass. To be fair. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was going to be
That's the
easy.
way I want you to think about it. And what's your name again?
Arthur.
Arthur. Is that you want to think of the type of world you want to live in 20 years, less about the person. You depersonalize politics. They want you to over-personalize it. It's very emotional, very feeling.
That is very true. The
Right?
Democrats are very emotional.
Right? Very vibes, very emotional. Where we're saying, hey, what are the chess moves that the world you want to live in the next 20 years?
Yes. And I am thinking about that. I guess person does play a role.
Thanks, Arthur.
It's very nice to meet you.
God bless, man. Good luck.
Very interesting video. Arthur seems like a pretty cool dude. Nothing crazy going on. And that's very interesting to hear him say what he said. It seems like, overall his decision would be changed if Trump would confess his sins. But at that same time, it's like, honestly, I don't even know what his charges are for. Like, I heard charges and he's going to court and all this stuff. I don't really fully understand what they're for. If somebody can comment in the comment section below exactly what I'm missing out on. Because they're saying he did this, he did that, he got 53 cases on him and stuff like that. I'm like, what are these 53 cases on? But essentially, he wants Trump to confess. I think a lot of people want Trump to confess and be like, yes, I did this, and I'm sorry for it. And if that's really it, then it's like, I don't, that's a tough thing to have somebody that's running for president to do, to confess on something. That would be the same thing for like any president that got something on him. It's just that for some reason it seems like it's easy to get stuff on Trump, but then when you see all the stuff that's been happening on the back end with some of the Democrats, it's all hush hush. Nobody says anything about it. Nobody brings it up, this and the third, which is interesting. Very interesting. I think Charles may have converted him to vote for Trump. And again, the idea isn't that you're voting for Trump. And this is the thing that I kind of internalize myself. It's not the idea of voting for Trump, is voting for the policies, voting for the world view, the Republican view versus voting for the Democratic view and the third party view if you're going for the third party. What do they stand for? What are they trying to push onto the world? What are they trying to do for the world? Whichever one you value most, that's where you should be voting. Not voting for Trump because a couple years ago, when Trump first started going into office, the thing that I kept on hearing was, yeah, Trump just speaks his mind, so I'm voting for him. It's the dumbest reason to vote for somebody. But they did. Oh, Trump, he cares about the people. And then next thing you know, on top of that, all the white people were saying whatever they wanted during that time period. It was ridiculous. So yeah, there was a time period where Trump was causing some hectic behavior with the Republicans, and some of their reasonings were for voting for him were kind of ridiculous, and it didn't make sense. And it had no grounds whatsoever. Didn't care about the policies. All they cared about was the wall. It was the wall. That was it. And locking up Hillary. People were going off of that. And now it seems like it's kind of flipped where the Democrats, they're saying absolutely nothing but abortion, locking up Trump, or prosecuting Trump, whatever the case may be. What else are they talking about? Everybody's feelings, all that stuff. But no policy. What are you gonna do for the country? What are you gonna do with this inflation? What are you gonna do with this housing market? What are you gonna do with these taxes? What are you going to do with the wars? Like, is that going to continue? Why are we still in wars? What are we going to do with all these illegal migrants that are coming over? Nothing? Y'all don't have anything? That's kind of crazy. Honestly, y'all, if y'all could do me a favor, I don't care who it is. Like, if there's somebody in here that's at least a liberal or something, I don't know. I want to see both sides. I've been looking, but apparently I've been looking at too many Republican videos. So now all YouTube is doing is giving me Republican videos. I need to see somebody that's speaking on the liberal side and see what they're saying. See what's going on over there. I'm looking at the news and they're just doing the same thing. They're just covering up for absolutely nothing, saying absolutely nothing. And it's like, all right, I like. I literally feel like I'm in the twilight zone from when Trump was first going into presidency to now. Everything's flipped. I don't know. It's crazy. But please, if y'all got somebody that's a liberal that actually says something and knows stuff and actually has some type of information on what's going on, please send them to me so I can watch and so I can see what the heck is going on, because I don't know what's going on over there and it doesn't look good. Anyways, if y'all like the video, go ahead and like the video and also hit that bell so that you can get a notification every time I drop a video. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.